Suddenly, J.J. Abrams thinks that fans shouldn't be viewed as an adversary. Well, J.J., unfortunately, Lucasfilm seems to disagree with you for the last 2 years, because Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy and so many other people within Lucasfilm have seemed to think that the fans, the Star Wars fans, are just a toxic group of man babies. Even if they're women, even if they're not white dudes, they still get called white dudes in their basement, because that's the approach that Lucasfilm has decided to take with Star Wars. So it's too little too late, unfortunately. We're only a few days away from the rise of Skywalker, and it seems like JJ is now waking up to the reality that Lucasfilm has turned off so many of the fans that the interest level just isn't there like it should be. Now, again, that's not to say that the movie is going to flop. It's not going to flop. It's still going to make money. It's going to make a lot of money, but it's not going to do what it should have done. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker director J.J. Abrams says you can't look at fans as an adversary. And then here it is right here. J.J. Abrams, who relaunched the franchise with The Force Awakens before returning to The Rise of Skywalker. Despite the divisive nature of Rian Johnson's directed The Last Jedi, still stirring online discourse 2 years after its release to theaters, including renewed debates over its star's frank criticisms that came to light when promoting The Rise of Skywalker. Abrams believes spirited debate is not a bad thing, and the filmmaker explains why he sympathizes with critics. You can't look at fans of Star Wars as an adversary. They're passionate and certainly can be contentious, but the fact that they care, I feel like I, as a Star Wars fan, understand that love for the series, Abrams told Popcorn host Peter Travers. So I feel blessed to be involved in something that matters so much to so many people. Asked if he stays away from online commentary, Abrams answered, "Here's how I feel. Every time I read something when someone is unsupportive, which is kind of a way of saying brutal, I kind of go, well, they've got a point. And whenever I read someone saying, oh, he's the greatest, I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. I always feel like I sympathize with people who have the sort of more negative things to say," he added. "So it's not a pleasant thing to ever read something that's negative, but I also feel like spirited debate is not a bad thing, and certainly you can find some of that online." Abrams, a fan since he first saw George Lucas' original Star Wars when he was 10 years old, says the blockbuster was obviously mind-expanding, and it was understood immediately that things had changed when that movie came out. It had such an impact, obviously, on audiences and filmmakers, not just technology of it, but that sort of world-expanding nature of it, the sense of opportunity and possibility. And it's this thing that, for me as a filmmaker, I feel very lucky to be involved in, Abrams said. On Skywalker, I kind of went into it with a different point of view, having done one already. It was such a challenge, the ambition of what was so enormous. Not just because it was another Star Wars movie, but because it was the end of not 3 movies, but 9. And that was really the thing that I thought. This makes me really uncomfortable. And so that was really the reason to do it, yada, 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 the stuff, blah, 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 blah. So that's, I gotta say, I mean, look, that's a respectable approach to what he's saying. I don't know if I buy it, but I also understand that he is in a position where Rian Johnson has destroyed any possibility of this being a coherent story in the Disney trilogy. And I feel like JJ has realized that. That's why we've seen him throw some mild criticisms to The Last Jedi. That's why we've seen the stars throw some mild criticisms to The Last Jedi. I think they understand that Rian Johnson effed this up substantially. And I also think that he is finally waking up to the reality that he is involved with a disastrous company that has waged war against its fan base. And he may have played some parts into that too. But regardless if he did or he didn't, I want to take his words at face value, and I want to give him credit for that. Now, he's saying it 4 days before the release of The Rise of Skywalker, and maybe he's playing politics. J.J. Abrams is not a dumb man, and he knows how to play the game. But unfortunately, J.J., I think the damage is done. Again, I don't think the movie flops. I don't think that you're going to lose money by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, I know it's not going to flop. It's just not going to perform like it should have performed. And as smart as I'm giving him credit for being, he should have been smart enough to understand that walking into this trash fire after Rian Johnson got his hands on it was a lose-lose situation across the board. There's absolutely no way that this this Disney trilogy is salvageable. It's just not. And looking at how JJ has potentially ended this saga, he's going to deserve every piece of criticism that he's going to get. And we'll see if he's still that understanding to the fan base after this movie comes out and we all see what exactly he's done. Because this sounds like a massive trash fire on an epic scale, and it's going to be hard for him to overcome the disaster that it seems like we're going to get here in just a few days. So I appreciate the attempt, JJ, and we're going to find out if you really actually stand by those claims after this movie comes out and if those leaks are true. Because if those leaks are true, you're going to need some really thick skin, and we're going to be able to see if you can stand by the things that you just said. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money, and we will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.